This woman has gone viral for quote unquote owning Republicans, but my take is a tad bit different. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about U.S. House Rep Jasmine Crockett going viral for her video in which she quote unquote roasted Republicans over the potential impeachment of Joe Biden. Now, before we get into the video, which I do have, I got to back up and explain what's going on here. Now, Jasmine Crockett is 41 years old, if I'm not mistaken, and she's a U.S. House Rep. Her district is in the Dallas, Texas area. She spoke during an impeachment inquiry about Joe Biden. Now, $1 million question. Hey, ABL, what is an impeachment inquiry? Great question. Glad you asked. This hearing is to see if there's enough evidence to go forward with an impeachment on President Joe Biden. So, of course, Ms. Crockett, a Democrat, is going to say, there's nothing here. It's a nothing burger. Worry about your guy Trump, all this and that and the third. Now, the video of her doing a whole lot of ghetto talking, loud talking, net trolling has gone viral. A lot of your black folks and liberals of all colors say she did a great job. She really showed those Republicans. I thought it was pretty embarrassing. And quite frankly, it lacked in substance. And again, she's a Democrat, so she'll do whatever it takes to defend her side. Now, before I go any further into it, let's go ahead and get into the clip. This is her again right here, Ms. Crockett from Dallas, Texas. And if you want to see the full clip without my commentary, link as always will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Ms. Crockett from Texas.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Chair. Before I begin my questioning, I want to remind everyone that the information recorded in the FBI Form 1023 that my Republican colleagues keep citing is not evidence of anything.
And let's pause right here. 1023. I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna show you guys this right quick, and of course, this will be in the box. This refers to the whole Burisma Holdings and Victor Shokin and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to actually see some video evidence of what's in this form after we get done with Ms. Crockett's remarks. So keep that in mind. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here.
This form reflects years-old, secondhand, unverified information from a Ukrainian oligarch as relayed to the FBI by a confidential human source. These unverified secondhand allegations have been repeatedly debunked and undermined, including by the confidential human source who relayed this information to the FBI. The tip recorded in the Form 1023 was thoroughly explored by the U.S. attorney handpicked by Donald Trump, which was Attorney General William Barr, and the assessment was closed. Finally, Devin Archer, Hunter Biden's former business partner who worked with the Ukrainian oligarch in question, told this committee in a transcribed interview in July that he had no knowledge of any such payments allegedly described in this form.
Again, we have evidence, so she'll talk and get through it, but we have evidence from none other than Joe Biden himself bragging about what happened. Okay. And again, I will link to the 1023. I will link to that in the box. And I will also link to these comments right here. And also to the video of Joe Biden speaking before the Council on Foreign Relations with a microphone in front of him. So, you know, it was being recorded audio and video. So it's not a rumor or a secondhand account of information. Let's keep on going.
Repeating the same lies will not somehow turn them into truths. Kind of like the election that Trump lost. Say it with me. He lost it. Repeating the same lie that he won wasn't going to turn the election around.
Now, again, this is the impeachment inquiry for Joe Biden. So bringing up Donald Trump's election rigging allegations is not even relevant. But let's keep on rolling.
The lost in this chamber keep pushing lies and lunacy on behalf of a multi-time loser. So if we're going to talk about China, let's go ahead and talk about China. And let's talk about the dealings. And let me point out the fact that...
Is this a Louis Vuitton pin on your jacket in Congress? I mean, can we get a little bit more decorum? I mean, John Fetterman bad enough with the hoodies and basketball shorts, but this right here is not anywhere near as bad. We have business casual, but it's a little bit... Is giving, what they say, is giving ghetto.
Right now, each of you has admitted that none of you are fact witnesses. We walked in without facts, and unfortunately, because what we say isn't necessarily evidence, we have wasted the American people's time, and we are going to walk out of this chamber, and we still have no facts that are leading to anything. But let me give y'all a little bit of tea while we're here.
Okay, so now we're just using words that, like, we're in Congress. Why are you using slang? Tea, that's like rumor or information. Why are we using words like this in Congress? I don't understand. But then again, hey, if the purpose, Ms. Crockett, was to go viral, then mission accomplished, right? Mission accomplished.
So I have a document that I will ask for unanimous consent to enter into the record. It's a fact sheet on President Trump's shady business dealings with the Chinese government.
What's that got to do with President Joe Biden? Tell me how is that linked to Joe Biden? What are we talking about? There's plenty of avenues to present that kind of information. This ain't the appropriate place, is it?
What are you entering in? A record from who?
This is from the Congressional Integrity.
Congressional Integrity Project, the dark money pack?
I object.
I object to that too.
Of course y'all gonna object, but we gonna talk about it. So it says Trump has extensive financial ties to the Chinese government. President Trump collected millions from Chinese government-owned entities while in office. I have the best tenants in the world, President Trump was well aware of the multi-million-dollar lease to Chinese interests. President Trump promised to donate foreign government profits while in office, but he donated less than a third of his proceeds from the Chinese government. President Trump maintained 3 foreign bank accounts while in office, including one in China.
Is that illegal? I'm not sure that's illegal, but you know what is illegal, or what could be illegal, is the whole quid pro quo that Joe Biden is being alleged of and involving himself in. There's some things that Joe Biden has done that he has actually talked about doing that are much worse than anything you're going to read on that paper right in front of you.
And Trump's business with China raised legal and ethical concerns. President Xi loves the people of China. He loves his country, and he's doing a very good job. Let me tell you something. I don't want to talk about what y'all want to act like is some big mystery, because we keep sitting here, and Professor Gerhardt, just to be clear, as my colleagues have even tried to provide evidence, which they're not the ones to provide evidence, have you ever heard them say "if" since we've been sitting here for I don't know how long?
Yes, I've been taking a tally.
Oh, okay. Can you show us? Can you tell us what the tally is?
More than 35 times, the Republican witnesses and Republican members of the committee have used the word "if."
Thank you so much for that. Because honestly, if they would continue to say "if" or "Hunter" and we were playing a drinking game, I would be drunk by now. Because I promise you, they have not talked about the subject of this, which would be the president.
Now, you got to say "if," because at a certain point, you can't just say a thing that you're trying to prove. The impeachment inquiry is to see if there's enough evidence to go forward with a trial, which is the impeachment. And then in the impeachment, you're going to figure out if these things are true or false, if he's guilty or innocent. Ain't that how that works? Maybe I'm wrong. You guys let me know about that more in the comments.
But let me tell you something that was so disturbing as I walked in to this chamber today. As I prepared, I said, what is the crime? Because when you're talking about impeachment, you're talking about high crimes or misdemeanors. And I can't seem to find the crime. And honestly, no one has testified of what crime they believe the president of the United States has committed. But when we start talking about things that look like evidence, they want to act like they blind. They don't know what this is. These are our national secrets. Looks like in the shitter to me. This looks like more evidence of our national secrets.
So what she's doing right now is holding up pictures of documents of Mar-a-Lago. Again, this is the Joe Biden impeachment inquiry. Why are we talking about President Donald Trump and documents? Like, isn't there a separate case for that? Why are we talking about that right now? I don't understand.
On the stage at Mar-a-Lago, when we're talking about somebody that's committed high crimes, it's at least indictments. Let's say 32 counts related to unauthorized retention of national security secrets, 7 counts related to obstructing the investigation, 3 false statements, 1 count of conspiracy to defraud the United States, falsifying business records, conspiracy to defraud the United States, 2 counts related to efforts to obstruct the vote certification proceedings, 1 count of conspiracy to violate civil rights, 23 counts related to forgery or false document statements, 8 counts related to soliciting, and I could go on because he's got 91 counts pending right now. But I will tell you what the president has been guilty of. He has unfortunately been guilty of loving his child unconditionally, and that is the only evidence that they have brought forward. And honestly, I hope and pray that my parents love me half as much as he loves his child. Until they find some evidence, we need to get back to the people's work, which means keeping this government open so that people don't go hungry in the streets of the United States. And I will yield.
Okay, dokie. There you have it. So that was Jasmine Crockett from Dallas, Texas, U.S. House Rep. This video went viral all over the place. They love what she said there, but ain't nothing. You're talking about Donald Trump a lot because, you know, your guy has some issues. This is why they want to put Gavin Newsom out there. They want to bring him to the RNC debate because they want him to be the runner rather than your old, decrepit, criminality-laden guy that you got. Now, this is, again, the 1023. Now, here is Joe Biden some years ago. I'm not quite sure when. Oh, it's 2016. This is him speaking right there, front center, before the Council on Foreign Relations about the Ukrainian investigator, Viktor Shokin. A little bit of background. In the form, the 1023 from the FBI, the allegation is that he basically bribed Ukraine into firing the prosecutor, Viktor Shokin. Viktor Shokin was looking into Burisma Holdings for corruption. Joe Biden's son, Hunter, was on the board of Burisma, getting paid upwards of $50,000 a month. Upwards of $50,000 per month to be on the board. Now, this is after Hunter was discharged from the military because of the crack cocaine use. He had no experience in energy. This is a gas company in Ukraine. So he had no experience with gas, electric, wind, coal, nothing. But he's on the board getting paid. And then Joe made the Ukrainians fire the prosecutor who was trying to look into Burisma. Let's hear him with his own voice say exactly what I said.
I remember going over convincing our team, or others to convincing us that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over, for, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I said, I'm not going to, or we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
So not only did they fire the guy, they put somebody in there that was more favorable to the U.S. So he was able to literally do a regime change, okay, with the money as a bribe. Well, I mean, I guess that's okay. I mean, it could have been a drone strike like Obama used to do, but anyway, I digress. The point is that there's your evidence right there. He said it with his own voice, right in front of an audience of people, in front of a microphone. Council on Foreign, he said it right there in 2016. So what are we talking about? As I close, I want to say this. There's obviously evidence of Joe Biden doing some underhand, sneaky things, getting money in ways he shouldn't be getting it. His son is a bag man. Basically, a lot of the criminality was handled through his son. What may end up happening is they may throw Hunter Biden away, throw him in the penitentiary, big rocks, little rocks, and then let Joe Biden get off. Potentially, that could happen. We're going to see if the impeachment inquiry goes anywhere. It might not because of how corrupt the federal government is, but I hope it does because it's not just nothing, as Miss Crockett says. There is a whole lot here, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Miss Crockett had a point, that there's nothing here, it's nothing burger, and that Trump is a guy that we should be focusing on, although this was not about Trump at all? It was about Joe Biden's impeachment inquiry. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. People are entertained a little bit too easily. People liked Miss Crockett and her energy, but when you're talking about substance, there wasn't much there, obviously. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.